One business setup question stops nearly every founder in Dubai. Should you choose a mainland or a free zone jurisdiction? This video reveals exactly which structure fits your specific revenue model. Best Solution produced this content. They have formed over 5,000 companies across the United Arab Emirates. Neither side is objectively better than the other. This choice is purely a structural calculation. Choosing a path based entirely on the cheapest quoted price is dangerous. You will likely pay for a second corrective setup within a single year. Market access is the absolute defining line separating these two legal structures. This map demonstrates how free zone setups are structurally isolated. You require a licensed local distributor to legally sell products into the mainland market. 100% foreign ownership is now universally standard. The outdated 51% local sponsor rule is completely gone. Ownership restrictions no longer dictate your setup. Your structural decision must rest strictly on customer geography and domestic market access. The focus shifts entirely from legal control to revenue operations. A mainland company registers directly with the Department of Economy and Tourism. This entity covers expansive commercial, professional, industrial, and tourism activities. The strategic advantage is total domestic access. Mainland companies can trade anywhere across the country. They can legally bid for lucrative government contracts. Mainland residence visa quotas have no fixed ceiling. Your visa allocation scales dynamically with your physical office size. This route does contain operational friction points. A physical office space and an officially registered tenancy contract are mandatory. These physical requirements and annual financial audits result in a slower formation timeline. Expect setup to take 7 to 14 working days. A mainland setup demands heavier upfront physical infrastructure and compliance input. The ultimate outcome is completely unrestricted domestic scaling and zero geographic trade barriers. One of more than 40 independent authorities governs a free zone company. It does not fall under direct mainland governance. This route carries strict operational rigidity. Your business activity must precisely match the strictly approved list of your chosen zone. The distinct appeal lies in full profit repatriation. Formation timelines are incredibly rapid, taking just 2 to 7 working days. Low-cost marketing packages often obscure severe personnel limitations. Residence visa caps typically restrict your headcount to between 1 and 6 employees. The most critical limitation involves market access. The law entirely prohibits direct mainland sales without a licensed intermediary. If Dubai customers are your target market, this is a catastrophic revenue problem. It is not a minor paperwork delay. Free zones intentionally trade domestic market access for rapid formation speed. They create a highly efficient structure for international trade. However, they form a suffocating boundary for local operations. We must expose the marketing myth of the 6,000 dirham setup. The true first-year cost for a free zone is significantly higher. Expect a realistic budget of 15,000 to 35,000 dirhams. A realistic mainland first-year costs 12,000 to 50,000 dirhams or more. The financial gap between the two options shrinks significantly. The mainland premium pays directly for your mandatory physical premises. National taxation shifted the equation. A 9% corporate tax applies to profits exceeding 375,000 dirhams. Retaining a 0% free zone rate is conditional, strictly limited by law to qualifying free zone persons. Keeping that 0% status requires strict legal conditions. You must maintain real substance and produce audited accounts. You must severely limit your mainland revenue. Local consulting income does not automatically qualify for tax exemption. 0% benefits heavily favor export-focused businesses. There is a universal compliance rule for every founder. Every company must register with the Federal Tax Authority. This applies even if you expect to pay absolutely zero corporate tax. A small business relief option exists. Businesses earning 3 million dirhams or less can elect out of corporate tax. This relief runs through the end of 2026. Qualifying free zone persons cannot use this option. Base operational budgets are far closer than marketing suggests. The implementation of corporate tax neutralizes the financial advantage of a free zone. This applies unless your entity is an export-heavy operation. A free zone entity has 3 legally permissible avenues to access the mainland. You can appoint a distributor, open a branch, or acquire a dual license. Even with those avenues, direct invoicing remains restricted. The law strictly prohibits directly invoicing mainland clients from a free zone entity. we introduce the decisive 80% rule. If roughly 80% of projected first-year revenue originates inside the country, choose Mainland. If that revenue originates outside, choose a free zone. For genuinely split revenue models, establish your base where the largest share currently sits. Map out your expansion routes before committing capital. Corporate banking approval hinges entirely on precise alignment. Your licensed activities must perfectly match your actual business plan. One client purchased a low-cost, mismatched free zone package through an overseas reseller. They should have consulted Best Solution. The firm operates as a channel partner with major authorities, including the Dubai Multi-Commodity Center. The mismatched free zone blocked their corporate contracts. The bank then rejected their application entirely during the compliance review. Fixing the issue required funding a second, entirely new entity. This generated a repair bill that completely destroyed the initial savings. Attempting to bypass regulatory boundaries with mismatched offshore packages guarantees operational paralysis. Mismatched offshore packages ultimately force founders into financially ruinous repair scenarios. Here are your 3 final structural takeaways. First, let the 80% revenue geography determine your proper jurisdiction. Completely ignore the cheapest quoted price. Second, treat the free zone 0% corporate tax rate as highly conditional. It demands strict audits and measurable export substance. Third, meticulously verify exact license activities before payment. This alignment is mandatory to ensure subsequent corporate banking approval. You need a personalized structural mapping session. Contact Best Solution today. Essa El Harti founded the firm in 2003. Their team strictly matches your jurisdiction to your exact business plan, without generic advice. Visit their Business Bay office in Dubai for a face-to-face session. The initial consultation is completely free to prevent costly future mistakes. Securing a customized structural roadmap up front is the only guaranteed method. It safeguards your operational capability and protects your long-term capital.